What we have here is something very rare in Sri Lanka, and if you're a petrol head, beautiful. This is a Peugeot 406 right here. But it's not the sedan that we have a lot of in Sri Lanka, it's the coupe. Let me tell you why it's so different from the sedan. At first glance you might think these headlights look just like the sedan, but they are not. They're different. That's because this is not designed or built in France. It's built by Pininfarina. They designed it, they built it in Italy. So basically this is as Italian-French mashup, if you will, as you can get. So let's just take a little walk around. Frameless doors. Another thing you won't find on the sedan. Pininfarina badge right over here to tell you who's designed it plus who's built it. And if we come over here, a very subtle design feature that you won't really see unless you know what you're looking for. Flying buttresses. Have a look at that. It's nowhere near as prominent as the buttresses you'd find on a Jaguar XJS, for example. But if you look at the car from this angle, straight on, just observe how graceful it is. That also helps with aerodynamics and negates the need to put a spoiler on this boot lid. So here we are behind the wheel. First impressions, it's a car built by the Italians. It's got an Italian driving position. Just look at my arms, look at my legs. You can see it's got that whole short-legged, long-armed Italian driving position. Surprisingly, I'm quite comfortable here, actually. The clutch has quite a bit of heft to it. If you're coming to this from a Japanese car, you're going to be quite amazed at the heft of this clutch. Likewise, you're going to find the steering a little heavier than a Japanese car, as well as the brakes. Now that's a very European thing, because it's widely known that Japanese cars are fairly over-assisted, whereas these are more about driving, engaging the driver. So we're just taking it at a fairly leisurely pace here. Now, the 2-litre engine in this car produces only about 135-136 horsepower, but it's got long gearing. I'm in third gear at 2500 RPM, doing an indicated 70, now braking to about 60, now 50 kilometers per hour. One that offers CD playback as well as an aux input. If I look here, I can see what appears to be a cruise control stalk. And you have, being a European car, you have heated front seats here and here. I mean, I like a seat quite far back. The only reason I want to put my seat more back is because of the Italian driving position, because then I'd be stretching my legs but my arms would not be able to reach the steering wheel. But even with that, another adult can sit behind me.
It's a bit of a teenage dream. When this particular car was launched at Carmarth, they had it on a rotatable platform, and I was a proud owner of a motorcycle at the time. I was actually right there in the middle of the night because they had the spotlights on this, just to look at this particular car turning around and around. So yeah, it was a bit of an obsession, but fortunately I've been able to own 2 in Sri Lanka out of the 4 that were imported. So this is the second restoration I've done actually of a 406 Coupe in Sri Lanka. I've also had 2 overseas, different spec, the 3-litre versions. It's a car I always want to have in my stables. Yeah. This one's got a lot of intrinsic value for me because, as I said, it's that whole teenage aspirational story. It's a nice thing to own, especially because it's so rare. It's also very elegant, so it's a very pleasing car to own, let me put it that way. It doesn't break the bank either to maintain particularly, although parts are a little bit difficult to come by. You need to be in the clubs and the forums and things, but other than that, it's absolute joy to own.